Hey, YouTube, what's happening? This Loopy G is back. Back with another one, and I basically want to let y'all know, hey man, this is another video for me to provide and add value to you and or your business. I want to let y'all know the ins and outs that I go through. That way, if y'all going through some of the same things that I'm going through, you can overcome some of these battles. Some of these are like little battles, hey, but you can still win these battles. Never give up. So what I want to talk to y'all about is actually keeping your pipeline full. And from my understanding, when I first came into the business, to be honest with you, I thought that keeping your pipeline full was actually just having leads, just having a whole bunch of leads. That's what I thought keeping your pipeline full with. But as time went on, and then I started actually getting contracts and start trying to get deals towards closing. I actually understood that keeping your pipeline full is not necessarily having leads. Keeping your pipeline full is actually having properties under contract at the title company, and you want as many as possible at the title company on a regular basis. That's called keeping your pipeline full, people. Not just having leads. Just having leads don't mean nothing. You can have a bunch of leads and be going nowhere. And the thing is, you want to go somewhere, and where you want to go is to the closing table. So I basically want to let y'all know that, hey, in order to keep your pipeline full, you must stay consistent. Consistent meaning you need to be trying to pull data, pull leads. Especially if you don't have a lot of money. I say that one of the best lead sources will be driving for dollars. If you're not driving for dollars, you want to go down to your local county, and you actually want to pull. You actually want to pull the pre-foreclosure list. You definitely want to do that, because those leads are free. What other leads there have that? Hey, go down to the courthouse and get your tax delinquent list. Out here in Houston, they charge $50 for a CD, and you upload the leads, and then you want to basically kind of go like 2 years and older. And the reason why I say that is because that's what I learned, and the reason why I say that is because once you see that these people may be a year behind or something like that, they may have forgot to pay that 1 year, or that second year. But if they're over 2 years, they really bucking the system, so to speak. So you definitely want to go after those leads, because these are hot leads that you can consider looking into. So back to keeping your pipeline full, you actually want to get in front of sellers. So you have to be persistent. You have to call these people on a regular. So me personally, if I do some cold calling, which I still do, even though I use leadgenie.com, I still wanna make contact myself personally, because I'm not super new to the game, but I am what they still would consider calling a newbie. Even though I've closed some deals, I still feel like I'm a newbie, because I still feel like I have a lot to learn. So I still do make cold calls, and when I make cold calls, I actually want to follow up with those leads. And people may go through a list like one time and be like, I don't have any leads. I don't have any hits. But you have to keep calling those people. You may be calling them at the wrong time. You may be calling them at the wrong time of day. So persistence. You want to be persistent. You definitely want to call these people on the regular. So let's say if a seller say, hey Jack, or hey Susie, I was calling you, and I was just riding through the area, and I seen a property you may own on Main Street. I was wondering if you'd consider selling that property. And they may say no, not at this moment, or they say reach back out to me. So depending on they say is depending on how I would get back with them. So you want to be persistent. The next thing is you always want to get in front of the seller. You know, you want to create contact. You know, you definitely want to create contact. So getting in front of the seller is very important. A lot of y'all may be doing virtual deals. Me, I'm not really doing virtual deals at this moment, but I'll be getting there. I have a few virtual deals, and I'll be talking about virtual deals probably on the next couple videos. I'll be speaking about videos. I'll be speaking about virtual deals and virtual wholesaling, because I actually took Chris Bruce, the Detroit Mogul. I took his virtual wholesaling course, which is a great course. So big shout out to the Detroit Mogul on Instagram, aka Chris Bruce. He's an awesome guy, and he called me with my 15-minute consultation, and he was able to answer a few questions that I had, and he provided value. So big ups to Chris Bruce, the Detroit Mogul. But back to keeping your pipeline full. Getting in front of sellers is a must, especially when you first starting out. You want to learn about properties and things like that, so you definitely want to get in front of these sellers as much as possible. You know, until you start learning about houses and stuff like that, ARVs and repairs and stuff like that, and how to come up with these numbers. You definitely want to have those numbers together, and you definitely want to be able to you know, provide value to these sellers. You know, even if you can't get the deal, because you can still follow up with them and you may get the deal later on. You know, so back to keeping your pipeline full. That's another thing. Like I said, you want to be persistent. You want to be consistent, persistent, and you want to You want to get in front of sellers on a regular. The next thing is making sure you get the contract signed. Get the contract signed at a number that you know will work. You know, even if you know it may not work at the standard 70%, you got to know that there are buyers that will buy at 80% and stuff like that, depending on your market. So sometimes getting it at a higher number could possibly work. And I have done that a few times. Got properties a little more than the standard 70% value or whatever, 70% minus, you know, the ARV and all that. That's another subject, but I have, and it works. And then sometimes you may have to see if they you know, bend on the price a little bit later on down the line, especially if you have a certified buyer to come in and drop the earnest money. So the thing is, you want to get these contracts, you want to get them signed. And when you talk to these sellers, do not use the word contract. You want to use purchase and sale agreement, or just purchase agreement, but do not use the word contract, because that make them feel as if when they sign that paper, they're signing over that property, and that's not the case. You actually want to let these people know, in order to get the contract signed, you want to be able to provide value and let the seller know that, hey, when you sign this agreement, this is not saying that you're signing your property over to me. All you're doing is with this purchase agreement is saying, hey, I'm actually giving you the opportunity to bring the money to the table, and then after that you can consider closing. So you definitely want to tell your seller that if they feel bad or feel, you know, kind of wishy-washy about the whole purchase agreement. So you want to make sure you have as many contracts as possible in escrow at the title company and or with your closing attorney. You know, you definitely want to have as many contracts as possible, and that's called keeping your pipeline full. So you can have all the leads you want. You can pull up all the leads you could possibly pull, but it means nothing if you don't have these opened up in escrow, figuring out what's the final payout. You know, you getting a commitment back. Okay, figuring out how many liens there is, what the liens are. You know, if the liens can be moved. You know, but those are for another videos. But the main thing is keeping your pipeline full in this real estate business, and the only way to keep your pipeline full is to be consistent, be persistent, make sure you're in front of sellers on a regular, and make sure you get the contract signed. And then you want that contract to go straight to your title company or your closing attorney, so you can open up escrow. So big shout out to everybody. Yeah, I'm a Deal Machine, your house, and I'm out.